How's it going, Scrub Gamers? Welcome back to another video here at Scrub Games, and today we have another bit of Star Wars content for you all, so you can get your daily fix. And for this one, we have a first look at the spoilers for Set 2, because we've already started getting spoilers for Set 2, and we've got shown some of the cards from the starter decks, the two-player starter decks, which you actually can guess from looking at the screen, and if you looked at any information previously, are Moff Gideon and the Mandalorian. So we're going to have a look at that. Plus, we got a few sneak peeks at some of the cards from the actual set as well. So we got some a fair few of the starter deck cards. We got some cards from the first set, or from the second set, sorry. And also we got to look at like some new shield token stuff and kind of a hint what characters are going to be on leaders for this set. Because the name of the set, is Shadows of the Galaxy. So it's all about like the underworld, all like the dark, like the mob side or the shadowy side of the Star Wars universe. So like things like bounty hunters, things like that. So it's gonna be quite interesting, and we're gonna have a look and see what we've got. So before we get into the video, do feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. It keeps you updated with my videos as and when they drop. And if you click the notification bell, you can get alerts to when my videos do drop to watch them there and then, or at a later time that suits you. So thank you for listening to that, and we'll have a look and see what we've got. So let's have a look at the first one. So the first leader we've got that we're looking over is the Mandalorian. So I do find this interesting, as like with each of the characters, they've got their actual names. They've got like you got Leia Organa, things like that. They've got the names of the character, but for the Mandalorian, they've just called him the Mandalorian, even though we know his name is Din Djarin. So I find that quite interesting. They didn't call him Din Djarin because there's a fair few Mandalorians. There's fair few characters that are Mandalorian, and Mandalorian is normally like a I can't remember, is that like a race or like a species? I'm not sure. I think it's not like really a race, but it's like a basic type of people, like a religion and stuff like that. So it's interesting they've called him the Mandalorian and not Din Djarin, considering they are Mandalorians, but still it makes sense because it ties to the series that is called the Mandalorian, which is what it's from. But so we got the Mandalorian, and we got the front side and the back side, which is nice. So we got to see the whole side, the whole of the leader card, and he got the trait Mandalorian and Bounty Hunter. So he is the Mandalorian with the Mandalorian trait, which is quite interesting. And he got Bounty Hunter because he does start off as a Bounty Hunter. So he's got the same kind of stats as Boba Fett when he's deployed. So pretty decent stats, 4/7 when he comes out, but comes out a turn later at 6 instead of 5 like Boba Fett. So a little bit of a later drop, but still drops with decent stats. He is also the good side and cunning, so he is a yellow cunning and white heroic. And then his effects on both sides. So we've got the when he's in the lead area, he's got when you play an upgrade. So it's all about upgrading with this. So it's like more reference to upgrades. So hopefully you see a fair few more. Because I think even in cunning, we've only got one upgrade, being the one with him on it, which is snapshot reflexes, which would be a pretty nice one. And you can exhaust this leader, and if you do, you exhaust an enemy unit with 4 or less remaining HP. So really nice control aspect, being able to tap things down. So that's one thing I really like about cunning, is the aspect's all about control, like keeping things tapped down, controlling the game, like stopping things from being able to do things, stuff like that. And then when you flip over and when you deploy, when you deploy and become join the battle in the ground arena, you then have a similar one, whereas like when you play an upgrade is the way to trigger it, you can exhaust an enemy unit with 6 or less remaining HP. So once you're deployed, you can exhaust something with greater HP, which makes sense because as you get later in the game, things are going to have a bit higher HP as they cost more. So it's quite interesting, and there is going to be like some new mechanics in it. I think there's 3 different mechanics. We've seen 2 of them. Well, we've heard of 2 of them, which is capture and bounty, and there's one that we haven't revealed yet, but they will reveal at some point. So it's quite nice. So this kind of plays well with it, because we'll see one of the cards kind of ties well with the character that allows you to trigger these effects while also making use of the new mechanics. But he seems like a really nice one. I'm looking forward to him because he is one of my favorite kind of characters from like the franchise, and I really do love the series. So it's gonna be a hype to play him, and he is in my favorite kind of aspects, being like the heroic side and also cunning. Not only that, we also got 3 cards revealed from the starter deck as well to go with him. That are quite nice. So we got his ship, the Razor Crest, but this time is in Vigilant. So it's going to be both of them have both the leads in the set, both Moff Gideon and the Mandalorian. They both have their base being Vigilant for the set. So he's got the Razor Crest being in blue, Vigilance, and we got Grogu joining him in Cunning as well. And then we've got the Mandalorian's rifle as a heroic upgrade. So a nice little upgrade that goes in well with him. So we've got the Razor Crest being like a space unit because it is a base ship. It's got its Mandalorian vehicle and transport because he does use it to like transport things, so that makes sense. Not much use of some of the traits so far, but as we get more sets and more things, we make use of more traits, some more than others. And it's a nice one, so it comes down with pretty decent stats for a 4 cost, being 3/4. Also has Restore 2, which is quite cool, to heal your base whenever it attacks, like it says on the card when its card attacks. You heal 2 damage from your base, and it's got a pretty nice when played that goes really well with the Mandalorian, which is when played, you may return an upgrade from your discard pile to your hand. And there's a really good upgrade we're going to see that you can make use of, and you want to get back every time you use it. So this is really nice to get back some cool upgrades. And this is going to be even a nice addition to Churro as well, which if this has come out before my deck profile on it, or if it has, no, I think my deck profile's come out on it, but for some of them, but you got like some really nice upgrades like Jedi Lightsaber, which if they're gone or if you lose them early, you can get them back, which is quite nice. So and it's a nice additional space unit, which kind of like blue heroic, heroic vigilance kind of lacks. So that's going to be a really nice addition to that. And we've got Grogu here as well, being a 2 cost with 0 attacks. He's not really aggressive. He doesn't really do much damage. Doesn't do much in regards to like battle, but he's got a good 5 HP, so he's very like nimble and bulky. And he's a really cheap unit, 2 cost, and he's got a nice little action where you can tap him to exhaust enemy units to keep control. Same like tying very well with the cunning aspect, being like control, tap things down, lock things down so they can't do anything. And you got the Mandalorian's rifle being a 3 cost upgrade, so not the cheapest upgrade, but still a decent cost. And also, it doesn't give the best stats, but it's also good. It gives it extra 3 damage because it is an aggressive as a rifle that shoots, but no health, which makes sense because the rifle is a weapon. It's there to do damage, not really to make it so someone's more nimble or more flexible. But then you can attach to a non-vehicle unit that's friendly. And when played, if the attached unit is the Mandalorian, which is what it's main there for, then he captured an exhausted enemy non-leader unit, and how capture works is you put the captured card face down under him until he leaves play. So that means the card you take from your opponent, which would be any non-leader unit your opponent controls, even a space unit, which is crazy, because it doesn't say in the same arena, it just says capture an exhausted enemy unit. So if your opponent has a tap down or exhausted space unit, you can take that as well by the looks of it, and put it face down underneath your card. But then once he leaves play, then it goes back to your opponent. So that's quite interesting. Like if there could be some good capture cards that go with Chirrut, that'd be quite nice because Chirrut can be one of those ones that kind of like is sticky and stays around quite a while. So that'd be cool to have he can probably make a really good use of the capture mechanic if he gets enough ones that can actually use for him. But that's a really nice one. Come down, remove something off the board, so it's like captured out the way, and then boosting up your lead as well. So then it's 7/7. So that's the exclusive we've seen for. Well, these are also starter exclusives as well. The leaders are starter exclusive, and so are these. And imagine the Mandalorian is a pre-release one. So it'll be interesting to see if we can get pre-release with different art. And then we have the other sides. We got Moff Gideon here. So Moff Gideon is a command one, because like how we got vigilance and aggression with Vader and Luke in the first one, we've got the other two color aspects being command and cunning with these two from the starter deck. So that way we're gonna have a balance out hopefully of leaders. So no aspect has more. Well, no color aspect has more than the other ones. So that's going to be quite cool. And this one's a little bit more interesting. So it comes out a little bit earlier, deploying at 5 instead of 6, but comes down with just less stats, like 1/1 less on its stats, being a 3/6 rather than a 4/7 like Mandalorian. And when he's in the leader area, he's got action that requires you to tap him, where you can attack with a unit that costs 3 or less, and if it's attacking a unit, it gets an extra 1 to its power for the attack. So you make something attack stronger, which is pretty nice. And then when he's deployed, he comes down and he has Overwhelm, meaning that when he attacks an enemy unit, he deals any excess damage to do on the opponent's base. So if you do damage that exceeds that unit's HP, you deal that excess damage to the base instead, which is quite nice. Just so you don't have any damage that goes unused. It goes somewhere and actually does more damage to the base. And then he's also got a passive effect, which each friendly unit that costs 3 or less gets extra 1 power and gains Overwhelm while attacking an enemy unit. That's cool. So if you go for a weenie rush, small guys for a Moff, then you get to give them a boost to basically just push more pressure, which is quite nice. It ties in well with some of the Imperial units as well we've already got in the game, and ones that come in with this one. So once again, he's a command one, so he so never went to green and dark, so he gets good like all the ramping options as well. So that's really nice with having the command and villainy or green black kind of aspects, is that you get access to you get the potential access to all three of the current ramp cards to make sure you get good use like super laser, resupply and stuff like that. So you can ramp up and play bigger things earlier, which is one of the it's one of the strongest kind of combinations for our leader. And then some of the star exclusives we got for Moff Gideon here. So once again, like I said, we've got the they both have a vigilant space, so they both have a blue base. So we've got the event for him called Calculated Lethality. I think lethality. I think it is. I think that's the word. Correct me if I'm wrong. It's a 4-cost event, so quite a different event, but it allows you to defeat a non-leader unit that costs 3 or less. So very selective and like very low costing units you can just defeat. But then if your opponent powers up a low cost unit, you can just destroy it no matter what HP and stuff it's on, which is quite nice. And then for each upgrade that was on that unit, you give an experience token to a friendly unit. So quite situational, but still more options, which be quite good. But it isn't more situational. You've got here like quite a low unit, and it depends on the upgrades on it that get more benefit, being like giving experience to friendly units. But yeah, it makes sense when it goes with the Mandalorian because it's an upgrade deck. And then you got the Phase 3 Dark Trooper as a command unit for ground. So it's a free. So a very good stance, free. It's very nice. Sentinel as well, so it's got protection from your base and from your other units in that same arena. And then he's got a nice little effect where 1 combat damage is dealt to this unit. You give an experience token to this unit if it survives the damage. So if your opponent attacks it and doesn't kill it, it gets stronger, which is quite scary. So, and it's only by combat damage, not just by any damage. It's only combat damage, so it has to be attacked to be able to, or even I think even attack, because it's not just combat damage dealt does unit. So it could be it attacks something and gets stronger, or it's attacked and gets stronger as long as the unit survives. So that's pretty cool. That is pretty cool. And then you got the last one being a space unit for Gideon, being a dark 8-cost, villainy 8-cost space unit, being Gideon's light cruiser. So this is quite a big unit, 8-cost, but good stats at 7-8. So overwhelm as well, like a lot. It seems like everybody's going to have overwhelm in this. It's like dealing excess damage, the way you're like aggressing and controlling the board. You're also dealing that extra damage to base as well. So there's no excess damage that just disappears. It's all dealt somewhere to the base. And it's got a really nice when played, which is almost similar to Home 1, where when played, if you control Moff Gideon as a leader unit, so it works like Boba Fett's Fett's fire spray. Where as long as the Moff Gideon is either in play or in your leader area, so if you play in this leader, it's always going to be able to trigger. And you play a dark unit, villainy unit that costs 3 or less from your hand, will discard power for free. So it's kind of like, it's almost like Home 1 where it just plays out something for free, but it's not got as great kind of like stats and additional effects. But you can free play out like a Dark Trooper from your drop for free when you play this as well. So you get 2 units for the cost of 8, which is really, really nice with this lead. So some pretty cool cards. Like I think there might be more exclusive. I'm not sure if there's I can't remember how many exclusives we had for. I think we had last time for the Vader and Luke deck. We had the leaders himself that we got here, and then we had 4 star exclusives, being 1 for each. But they both had their lightsabers, and for each for the light side it was Leia, R2D2, and C3PO, and then for Vader it was Motti, it was Tarkin, and it was the I Am Your Father. So yeah, the last starter deck, it had 4 exclusives for each side of them, whereas this one's currently got 3 reveals, so we might have another one, or some more, but these are the starter exclusives we've seen so far. And then next we've got some of the set 2 reveals. So these are the first 2 and only 2 cards so far we've seen from set 2, from set 2. And we have the first legendary, he's got a legendary straight off the back in the Mandalorian, so he's a legendary unit. And we've got an upgrade in Wanted that shows off the bounty mechanic. So with the Mandalorian, he's a 6-cost, vigilance and heroic. Good stats at 5/6, a pretty decent stats, pretty good. I think the opposite of can't remember if it's the opposite or the same as Obi-Wan. Also, like Obi-Wan, has Sentinel, but then he has a when played, you may heal all damage from a unit that costs 2 or less and give 2 shield tokens to it. Now this is going to be a card, once again, another card like the Razor Crest. I'm going to want to put in Churro because it does a really nice effect, especially like healing all damage from it cost 2, and you got some pretty nice cost 2 units you can give updates to in turret, like the Guardian of Wills. Give that have that on board. give it a upgrade, so it's like a lot stronger. You can like heal that and give it 2 shield tokens, so it's just is a bit more sticky, which is really nice, and that's really like a really cool thing. Like I'm looking forward to this legendary unit ready just for turret because I just love that leader. And then we got Wanted being a 0 cost upgrade, so a free upgrade to play, and you basically essentially attach it to a unit. Doesn't give any extra stats, but it adds the attached unit gains bounty, which means you ready 2 friendly resources. As the bounty is ready 2 friendly resources, and then how that triggers is when this unit is defeated or captured, its opponent collects the bounty. So essentially what you would do is put this upgrade on opponent's cards. We use the upgrade on opponent's cards because you can do that with your upgrades. You could either put on your opponent's cards or your cards. And you can put this on your opponent's card and then defeat the unit or capture it. And then by doing that, while it's got this equipped, you'll then get the untapped 2 friendly resources. So this is going to be really nice in Boba Fett because it's cunning and it helps with the whole theme of Boba Fett and like untapping more resources to play more things. Or you can just do it like it's a very nice one for the Mandalorian. You're going to put it on one of their units and then rest that unit potentially using the leader, and then defeat or capture it, and then get your resources back. So like if you have this on a unit and you deploy the lead, the Mandalorian, and then you equip his rifle to him. You can then capture unit, which hopefully is the one this is, and then this will trigger you back 2 of the resources you paid to put the upgrade on. And things like that's going to be really nice. And then you've got the Razor Crest that can grab things like this back, which is very, very cool. So that's all the reveals we've really got for today. But we've also got some other reveals being the new shield and experience tokens. So it looks like we're going to get these every set on the back of the bases and stuff like that. We're going to get these token upgrades. And we're just going to have with different arts. This one's got more of a Mandalorian feel, where like you can see it from experience, like you're learning from experience, like when you got the his staff, and then with a shield, like when one of the Mandalorians has is like a holographic shield, which is pretty cool. So it'd be nice to pick. I do want to kind of pick up some of these, maybe get one of each art as the sets go on from my experience tokens. And then also we've got like we had a little kind of like can't remember, like a graphic that kind of like shows off for Shadows of the Galaxy kind of what leaders we might get in the set or likely to get. And we got this. So you got it's showing Darth Maul, Cad Bane, and I don't know who this woman is, but so I'm not the most informed. I don't watch all the Star Wars series. There's some that I don't watch because I don't like the kind of like art style or anything like that, or I'm not like that interested in those characters or the like kind of story. But we've got these 3 look to be cards we can potentially get as leaders. So we can potentially get Cad Bane because they all kind of go in theme with the Shadow of the Dark Side, Shadow of the Galaxy. So hope to get a Darth Maul deck. Darth Maul is one of my favorite villainy characters, and if we get him in Aggression Dark, which I can see him kind of being in, I'm going to be very, very hyped in getting that. And then because I've already got a fair few cards to kind of go with it, that'd be sick. And also, like Cad Bane's quite cool. I could see him being. I'm not sure what, like, definitely, he's definitely going to be a villain, but I'm not sure, like, if he could be cunning in the same vein as the Mandalorian Boba Fett. That'd be quite cool, and I don't know if you know who this is, please let me know, because I would like to learn and find out who they are, where they're from. Like, I have been looking into trying to figure out where each character is from, and then kind of watching that series so I can understand more about them with the game. Just one nice thing about the game is it gets you thinking where this character from, and going on to watch what they're in space, so you can learn more about them, which is quite cool. So these are the kind of leader hints we got to see what kind of characters are in there, and there'll be more than this because I imagine we don't know how many leaders going to be, but hopefully there's a good amount, at least one in each like combination, like a villainy and a heroic one in each aspect. Maybe not 2 in each one, maybe just 1 in each one. I'm not sure yet, but we'll see. I'm hyped the spoilers have started. So that's it from me today. Thank you for watching. Feel free to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one as we go over some more Star Wars content. Bye for now.